Welcome, welcome, everyone. I am your host, Mellisa Lambert, CEO and visionary of Lambert Legacy Financial, powered by Core Financial Partners. It is always an honor to bring forth and to be amongst you all. Today is Monday, and I call Monday Money Monday. So we have the honor to be able to have a good conversation, y'all. We're going to have a great conversation with Tony Chamblee. Hold on. Let me see 1 second. There we go. Hold on 1 second. Let me just make sure we are up and ready to roll, guys. This is truly going to be a phenomenal show because we're talking about something that I think that needs to be talked about. What is true financial education? And it was Tony that kind of made it very clear to me the difference between financial literacy and financial education. And so today we're having that conversation on Money Monday. So please welcome our guest. I'm going to stop saying guest because we have been doing this since March, and we faithfully started doing it every single Thursday and Friday in September. So he's no longer a guest. He's my co-host, y'all. The co-host, uh, Tony Chamblee from Core Financial Partners. Tony, welcome to the show.
Mellisa, I take the upgrade from guest to co-host. I like it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, good morning or good afternoon now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for allowing me to dialogue with you again. This is a really fun for me and enlightening to be able to share what it is that we believe the public should know. So thank you again. And thank you for having a heart for the people to want to make sure everybody's hearing this information. This information is it's not a secret, but it's kind of being kept at like a secret. And we hear like whistleblowers when it comes to the truth about money.
I like the way you just said whistleblowers when it comes to the truth about money. So tell us again, for those who are just tuning into us and don't know much about Core Financial Partners, who is Core? What is our mission, our vision, and just to kind of give us an example of just why do we exist as a corepreneur, as well as you as the founder and the CEO and the visionary of this amazing company.
Sure. I'll make it short. Core is a financial education platform that really shows people how to be most efficient with their dollars. And we have a mission that takes you from survival to security to success and then significance. And we all know survival is living paycheck to paycheck. Security, when you get to that level, is actually having 6 months of your income available and accessible to you. And then success is being able to put your dollars to work on creating income producing assets. And then significance is now thinking and giving the good fortune of leaving behind the blueprint on how you got there and making sure the people that you care about receive that same information and become better from it. And so that's our mission. And then when it comes to our philosophy is that more money doesn't get or keep you out of a financial situation. That's our philosophy, because many people get money once they figure out the money game, but still don't know how to be most efficient with the money that they're receiving. You think about lottery winners, you think about entertainers, athletes, people of that nature get a lot of
I think Tony is frozen, but I know that he's going to come back on. So let me just see if I know he's frozen, but we're going to get him back on shortly, y'all. Listen, I'm going to, well, here we go. Let me see if this helps. So I know Tony was talking about Core Financial Partners, and I am excited because what Core stands for is what I stand for. Our goal, again, at the end of the day, is to really show people what that looks like, the truth about money. And we go from, we talk about financial education first. We got to equip people to know financial literacy. Sorry, financial education, teaching them financial education to make sure they are aware of how the truth about money works and how, there we go. I think he's back.
Mm.
Now,
Sorry about
now,
that.
yes. No, you good. So keep on going. Tell us about CORE again. I know we talked about the vision.
Where did I leave off at? Where did I
We
leave off
talked about the mission, but we were at the vision.
at? Okay. Yep. The vision of CORE is to bring awareness and education that bring prosperity. Education is the missing piece to one's financial future. A lot of us believe it's just money, and it's just not money. You can get the money and don't have the efficiency of your dollars. And we believe having the awareness and the education allows you to kind of, you know, get you where you want to go. It's like the trajectory changes in the direction you want it to go when you become aware and you get the true education. So that's what our vision is about.
I love it. I love it. Again, I am so thankful for just what CORE stands for. And just to know the awareness is first and foremost, then education that will bleed and lead you into prosperity. People,
That's right.
and then one of the things that I love is our creed. We talk about putting God first, we love on people, and then we use money. Right.
That's right.
Normally you find it the opposite, where people they love money, they use people, and they don't trust. They trust God at the end when everything is done, but we trust God. We love
That's right.
people, and we show people how to use money. So I want to act as even that the creed alone, how
Mm-hmm.
CORE actually brought the three into one for me. I look at it as three into one, because when you put
Mm-hmm.
God first, he said, all things shall be added unto you. And
That's right.
when you then can say, I am putting God first, you can then, the second thing is God is going to you're going to allow yourself to now love on the people that God wants, God intend you to embrace, right? And you showing that godly agape love to them as well. And us now, with the awareness and the educational process, we're going to now show these people how to use money wisely. Why did you guys come up with this type of creed that really built on the foundation of what CORE is today?
To be honest with you, trial and error. Trial and error. It was a time in my career as an entrepreneur. I truly put the trust in people, right? I truly put the trust in people and was in a position where we was using God. We called on him when we was in need, when we was on a 911, and not keeping it in the perspective who he was and what he is to us and whose we are. And so when I really realized that, money is just a substance to getting you to where you want to go or what you want, I had to keep everything in perspective of, the trust should be with God. Right? The trust should be with God. The love should be with people, because he says in scripture about loving even your neighbor, loving your enemy, right? And then, when I got offended from people, what we felt like was doing us wrong, we started losing our love for people. We started looking like, is anybody to be trusted? And he said, put the trust in him and everything else falls into place. And so we started doing that. So I've learned to really, truly love on people, care about people. And here's the main thing, Mellisa, that we learned from our trials and errors and our challenges, is that always be who you are. Don't allow people what they do and why they do it and how they do it to change who you really are. If you're a believer like I am and you trust God, even at the appearance that things are not going right, or the appearance that you're being done wrong, you still stay steady. Everything's going to work out. It's all going to work out for the good. And that's what I believe as a Christian. That's what I believe as someone that really goes by that creed and lives by that creed now as well.
Love it. I love it. So we are really going to dig deeper into this conversation. What is true financial education? And I remember you sharing with me, Mellisa, the financial literacy and financial education is two different things. When you said that to me, it was like, what? Really? Explain to everybody when people hear the word financial literacy and financial education, what is the difference between the two?
Sure. Financial literacy is actually the ability to be able to read numbers. Financial education is the umbrella that financial literacy falls under, right? Because financial education encompasses 5 areas. And the first area that I normally talk about is literacy. It's being able to, the ability to read numbers, like numbers on a financial statement, numbers on a balance sheet, right? Profit and loss statement, things of that nature is the ability to read numbers. And a lot of people think of a business when they think about these numbers, and it's not so true, because it's even in your personal life, you want to be able to do your own books, right? Be able to keep your budget at a balance that you're winning, right? And that's what financial literacy is all about. So, Mellisa, that's what the difference is. The difference is education covers it all. It's the umbrella of it all. So what is the 4 other areas real quick while we're on that, Mellisa, if you don't mind? The second area to financial education is actually investments and strategies, the science of money making money, right? Investment strategies, the science of money making money is what investment strategies is. A lot of us working harder for our money than allowing our money to work hard for us, right? I had somebody say that to me today, is having your money give birth, to expand and multiply. And that's what we all have the ability to be able to do it. We just got to be aware of that. That's what you want to look to do with your money. The third area encompasses the market, right? The market is supply and demand. I talked about this once before, is where we got to know when something is happening and we can get in front of it versus it happening, we get behind it. Most people that don't gain towards wealth, they get behind a trend versus in front of a trend. Normally, when you hear about a public, Mellisa, it's already over. It's done, right? You got to be in the know, right? And legally, because there's illegal ways of doing it too, or be very in tune to trends and things of that are happening. And when you're able to do that, you can position your money to make money for you. The 4th area is laws. The rules of the city, the states, and the government is the laws. Even internationally, you want to know the laws. Some people send money in other countries because of the laws over there. Some people build businesses because of laws over there. Some people move from one state to another because of the laws that are here. So all those things matter. All this is financial education that helps you knowing what's really going on to be able to know what to do. So laws is very important. And the 5th area that falls under the 5 areas that encompasses financial education is history. What is the history of money versus currency, right? We all probably heard of this before, but we have to know this enough to know the moves to make, right? Money, the money went from true money, which is tangible dollars, to currency when they took away the gold standard, took the dollar off the gold standard in 1971, right? And when that happened, everything changed. That's where, one of my mentors, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, talks about savers are losers, because when they took money off dollars off the gold standard, then inflation outperforms our dollars now, right? It minimizes the purchasing power of a dollar. And why is that? Because when you take gold off of when they took gold off of took money off the gold standard, then they can make money. The Federal Reserve can make as much money as they want, Mellisa. And because they can make money, inflation is really the supply, right, that's out there on dollars, which it minimizes how much each dollar is worth, right? We think the prices are going up, and that's not true. The truth about money is that the purchasing power of the dollar is going down. So normally when you only needed $1, right, to go to the dollar store to get $1 worth of goods, is now probably $1.50 just from 4 or 5 years ago, right? Or think about when we grew up, candy bars used to be 25 cents. No, 25 cents ain't 25 cents no more. You got to give them $1 to get a 25%, 25 cent candy bar. The candy bar has not changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also the value of the candy bar hasn't changed. The value of the dollar has changed. And it's all because of the supply of dollars through currencies out there. There's more currency of dollars out there than physical dollar out there because we can make money digital now, right? So that's the problem. So those are the 5 areas. Once again, literacy, investment strategies, the market, the laws, and the history of money is important to get education on. And that's when you truly can now know what's really going on.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, just to know that these 5 areas exist, and we can even do a show just alone on these areas, right?
Each area.
Each areas, I mean, in itself, it can have its own show. Again, you are tuned in to Live with Mellisa Lambert. Today is Money Monday, and we are talking, myself and my co-host, Tony Chamblee. We're talking about what is true financial education. And we dived into the 5 areas. Tony talked about financial literacy. And what I love about it is when you mention how it is all about numbers. When you think about financial literacy, you're not thinking about educational aspect. You're thinking about balancing a balance sheet. You're thinking about money. You're thinking about reading numbers, right? That's right. I love how you also, with the second one, investment strategy, the science of making money make money, in a sense, like putting your money to work. And that's one of the things I really feel that we as people lack. How to put our money to work. I was giving my niece yesterday an example, and I was like, I don't know how. I was reading Becoming Your Own Bank. I was reading. She was like, Auntie, what are you reading? Because I was listening and reading along with the actual book. And I was like, I'm reading Becoming Your Own Bank. And she said, what's that? I said, you want to read it with me? I can teach you how to become your own bank. I said, do you have your own bank? She said, yes, it's in my wallet. I said, oh, it's in your wallet. Is your money making money in your wallet? She said, yeah, I get $20 on it every year. She's 13. So I said, okay. I said, well, guess what? If your money ain't moving, you ain't making no money. She said, my auntie, how does money move? Money can't walk.
That's right. Right.
And it's just the thought. That's the idea of, a child, right?
Yes.
But if you think about it, you got to put your money to work. And I said to her, if I give you this $20 right now, that money just moved from my hands to yours. What happened? I said, money moved. And she was like, Auntie, please. But you know what? This is why we have to be in the space of educating our young people, educating others on true way to create wealth. So I want to really kind of ask you some, I want us to dive into some other understanding. I remember us talking about the ways we actually lose money. Right. And I know that you have you gave us some tips on our last show on how can we understand one's financial habits? How can understanding one's financial habits lead to better financial outcomes? Because we need to know that. How can we understand one's financial habits that to help us lead to a better financial outcome?
Yeah, financial habits is pretty much what you're going to do every day and consistently. Like I know people, a few habits that I can share with you right off the top. People that are financially stable and doing really well and advancing in life through the way they work with how their relationship with money is. One of the things they do is they check their accounts every single day. They look at, what's going on with their account. It's just like, one of the things successful people do, Mellisa, they check their weight every day. They weigh themselves almost every day or no more than every other day. Well, the same thing happens with money. You got to keep an eye on your dollars because you can spend money, Mellisa, and separate yourself from it unbeknownst to you, not even knowing. Because you can get a bundle of money and all of a sudden, mentally, subconsciously, you start spending money. And if you're not looking at it every day, it'll dwindle down so fast, you don't know what. It's like what happened to me in 2007. What happened to all my money? Right? So, I've learned to keep an eye on my accounts. Sometimes, people will be hacking your account. You won't even know if you're not paying attention to your account. So wealthy people, they spend every day a part of that. It only takes a few minutes to check out all their accounts as a habit of that. Also, one of the habits about money that I believe somebody should have is pay yourself first. I believe paying yourself first is so important. Here's what I learned from one of my mentors, and we all are familiar with him, Robert Kiyosaki. I don't mind sharing, where I learned a lot of my principles from. He said, don't work to pay your bills, work to save and buy income producing assets. Right? If you work only to pay bills and to maintain your lifestyle, that's not enough. You're always going to do that to the point you won't have enough to walk away with one day. But if you work to be able to have an allocation of your money put to the side to end up having enough, right, to buy an income producing asset, then now you're talking, right? So you can adjust your lifestyle to being able to do that, right? A lot of people, a lot of what we've done in the past, or what I've done in the past, I had my lifestyle based off of what money I was bringing in. What I've learned to do through empowered mentors is to decide on my lifestyle and put my income around that lifestyle. And when you do that, you must leave an allocation on an average about 20%. You have to start somewhere, no matter where you are today, but you have to get around 20%. So think about what I just said, Mellisa. Don't, get an income, go get a job, and then put your lifestyle around the job. That's the opposite way of doing it. Wealthy people don't do it that way. Financial elite people don't do it that way. We decide on a lifestyle and then said, I am going to put enough income around this lifestyle to not just for me to make it, but to have an additional 20% to put away to buy income producing assets that will take care of my lifestyle in the future. Hopefully that's clear. That's what I've learned to do. That's what I learned to do. So, and when you get to that lifestyle, you then now know to continue to allow your increase in income to now allow that your increase in lifestyles follow behind it. You allow your increase in income to grow and your lifestyle stays the same. So you're separating it from 20% differential that's going away to buy income producing assets to 30%, to 40%. And before you know it, you have a portfolio that takes care of your lifestyle and beyond. And beyond. And beyond. So it all comes down to a mindset. And that's what we talked about recently, Mellisa. We talked about the poor mentality, the middle class mentality, and the wealth mentality. So I'm explaining what the wealth mentality thinks like, right? They put a lifestyle and they had it on paper and they build their income around that lifestyle and they go live that lifestyle. But that lifestyle is not 100% around their income, right? Or their income is not 100% around that lifestyle. When they choose the lifestyle first, they make sure they have extra money outside of what it takes to take care of that lifestyle. If that makes sense. So that's where, if somebody's under the sound of my voice or you're watching this video, if you're just living to where you're making it, you would have to find another way to make some more money or find an additional way to make some more money. If you got a solid career, just find a part-time business, get a home-based business. It could be just your taxes you're spending away from yourself could be that extra. You could go from 10% to 20%. There's so many different ways to do it. That's why you want to have a professional work with you, and we provide that at Core Financial Partners.
I love it. I love it. And one of the things I remember, I think you shared this with me, and I was also watching another video, and this gentleman said the same thing. And I was like, today I was walking and I was just like, thinking about everything, and I'm thinking about what God is doing in my life in this season and how he's going to expand me here with Lambert Legacy Financial, powered by Core Financial Partners. And I said, God, I want to be at a place where I'm still living at the same specific amount a month, how much my bill is right now. I want to stay there. Even if my income grows to 10 to 20 to 30 to $100,000 a month or
Yeah.
more, I'm still going to live at the lifestyle I'm living right now. Because what happened at, some people get more money, they buy a bigger car, or a better car, or a bigger house. Or yes, I do want to still live good, but I'm learning that at the level I am living right now, it's comfortable for me, right? But I don't want to the extra money I'm going to make is going to fund my banks. It's going to open, create more assets. It's going to grow another business. It's going to make money for me rather than, spending and, expanding my living because my money just expanded. Right. And I think when you said that to me, I was like, you're right. I'm going to keep that mentality. I remember one of these books I was reading. I think it was The Millionaire Next Door. This man had the same car and he was using, even though he was a millionaire, he was like, if it's not broken, why am I need a new car? It's still running, right? Yes. And we had that conversation too, because that's what happens, Tony. People make more money. Instead of them using the money extra that's coming in to put it to better use, they spend it. So let's talk on that area in itself and how, I know we're going to go into the IQ because again, how we need to know how to raise our financial IQ. So when we do get in these situations, the IQ that we just raised now can help us to better ourselves financially.
Sure. When it comes to financial IQ, we all start somewhere, right? And most of us has gotten to where we are right now through financial indoctrination, not true financial education. So it's not a measurement there or available to us to see where you are and where you need to be if you don't realize that you've been indoctrinated, right? Indoctrination says we're going to not educate you, we're going to train you what to do with your money, right? It's like listening to your consultant your advisor, or listen to the people at your job, put your money in a 401k. You do what everybody else is doing is a clue and is a hint towards indoctrination. So in saying that, let's look at how do you raise your financial IQ? There's 5 areas under that. How you raise your financial IQ. The first area would be how you earn your money, right? There's 4 categories on how to earn money, and you have to see where you are, and you have to look at where you want to go. The first area under this raising your financial IQ is W-2 money, like being an employee. The second area is being self-employed, but it's only you, like solo, right? And then the third area is having a business that has a multitude of employees. That's called big business, or at least you're moving towards big business. And then the third area is being an investor, right? Well, guess what category that's costing us the most money? In taxes. That's the employee. And most people are in the employee category. So we look at a large portion of our income going towards taxes, at least probably 20 to 30%. So how you make your money is the first thing. Maybe diversifying from just a W-2 to maybe either a 1099 or a corporation, or even in being an investor. Now you can kind of offset your taxes as well. So that's number one. How are you earning your money is the first way to maybe make some alterations to become more efficient with your dollar. The second area is protection. And I kind of gave you one of the areas under protection where you want to make some changes, and that's how you pay taxes out, right? If you only have a W-2, you're in the highest tax bracket. But maybe if you add a small business, a home-based business, it'll lower a little bit more than what you're paying right now. So think about that. How do you protect your money? Is how you get away from money being lost unknowingly, unnecessarily. And one of the areas is taxes. Another way under protection, the second area to raise your financial IQ is protecting all the hard work you're putting out there, the sweat, equity, and tears for your family's foundation and your business foundation. Do you have the proper insurances in place, right? Do you have do you have a trust in place? A trust that can protect the future of your inheritance. So those kind of things is where you start to learn about them, you start to study about them, you start to raise your financial IQ. The third area would be your budget, right? Knowing your dollars. Remember, we just talked about it, Mellisa, about the dollars being monitored on a regular basis, right? Where you can see if you're in a deficit or in a surplus, right? We all want to live in the surplus, and you want to get to 20%. That's when we're really talking. That's when we can really start to see you in a position to buy income producing assets, right? So start what you can, though. We're not saying go cold turkey, don't pay your bills. We're saying work your way there, find another income, find a way to get a raise on your job, whatever it might be, and don't increase your lifestyle to meet your new income. Okay. Here's number 4. Number 4 is control. Control. The more read about for wealthy people and with the financial elite understand, and that is not to give up control. In financial indoctrination, Mellisa, we've been taught to put our money somewhere that somebody else control it, where we can't touch it without penalties and fees and taxes, right? That's hogwash, excuse me, that Mr. Nelson used to say. That's hogwash. We ain't doing that, right? Do what the banks do, not what they say, right? Come on. So control is allowing you to now leverage. Without control, you can't leverage. You can't leverage, you can't advance and multiply the efforts that you can have done for your money making money, right? So making sure we have control, right? Control is easy. Do I have liquid or illiquid? If it's illiquid, most likely you don't have control, right? It's great. And here's one real quick one. It's great to have the real estate under your name and have quite a few real estate properties in your portfolio, but real estate is illiquid and it has a quite a bit of volatility to it. But there's a strategy behind it. We'll have time for that today, but because most millionaires, right, close to 90% of the millionaires in our country has come from real estate one way or another. So I don't hate on real estate at all. However, you have to have the strategy behind real estate in order to benefit from it, because you have some people that don't have the information behind this and they get into real estate and they're just as fast out of it in a few years. I've had plenty of people that told me they tried real estate, it didn't work for them because they don't have the right perspective on it. They don't understand how it all works, right? They're not in the know yet and having the right proper strategy. So remember, if you don't have control, you can't leverage it. If you can't leverage it, you can't grow it maximally. At the maximally, that's a new word. You can't grow it the way you really want to. The last one is your resources. Where are you getting your financial resources from? Meaning, who are you getting information from to make decisions? Who are you following to give you your financial principles, right? Who you're reading about. You show me your financial mentor or who you're following, I show you your future, your financial future, period, right? Because different people are sound on, or they're convinced on their way of doing it, right? Like a Dave Ramsey, like a Susie Armour, like a David Bob, like a Tony Robbins. All these individuals, hey, they can work, but do they work for everybody? I find that most of them have one way of doing it and it's fixed. Does one way for everybody work? No way. Okay. When you hear that, that's a clue right there, right? You want to know that based off your situation, based off what you're going through right now and where you want to grow to, what is my angle? What is my strategy? And that's what I believe is missing in most people's way of looking at money, is who you're following. Be careful who you follow, right? Someone can get you here, but they can't get you over the top. And that's where you working with somebody that this is what they study, this is what they do, this is what they're living, might be a good fit for you as well. So hopefully that helps you out. Financial IQ is those 5 areas, which is how you make your money, how you protect your money, how you budget your money, how you control your money, and last but not least, how do you grow to learning about money.
Wow. Again, you are tuned in with Mellisa and Tony. We are here on Money Monday, and we're talking what is true financial education. Tony is the CEO and the visionary of Core Financial Partners. And even just thinking about the vision of Core Financial Partners, awareness and education bring prosperity. That's what we're doing today. We are making you aware of financial education. And we are also, again, in the process of making you aware. We're educating you. Sometimes people will sit around scrolling scrolling about nothing and not
Mhm.
learning anything,
Right.
but they're actually in this world trying to figure out how to make more money, how to use the money they have, but not really getting the full knowledge of how it works. That's where core financial partners come into play, to show you, to make you aware of it, to educate you, so you can now bring forth the prosperity, which for us leads to legacy. So, I mean, I love how you even mentioned, Tony, one of the biggest thing that I was taking notes while you were talking. Um, we're talking about taxes. The biggest way our money is actually lost is through
Mm.
taxes.
Yep.
And you said something on the air, and I want to kind of bring that back up. You gave us the highest tax brackets that are, which you said W-2, sole propriety, right? Business
Yep.
corporation, and investors. Those
Yep.
were the four that you talked about. Can you just elaborate a little bit
Sure.
on that in itself? Because people need to be aware of the biggest way their money is being lost,
Sure.
which is through taxes.
Yep. Let's start with being an employee, W-2. It's the largest bracket of money being paid to the government based off a ratio of how much people are making. And it's really no way around it for them to even be able to offset it, unless they offset it outside of the brim of being an employee. So the second one be a sole proprietor, somebody that has a, just a business, is just them. I think about a person like a doctor. That's a sole proprietor, or somebody that's like an attorney, right? Somebody that's an accountant, right? So these individuals own their own practice. However, though, they're taxed pretty heavy, right? They're taxed pretty large. So, here's a doctor make $400,000 a year, and he's paying probably 30-40% on taxes. So when it comes to who's paying the most, when it comes to overall, it would probably be the sole proprietor. It's probably the person that has a skill set, a special skill set to work with their clients and offer services. They're getting hit real hard. So in being in that industry and doing what they do is needed. However, they have to learn and be in the know about, they got to get over to that business quadrant or the investor quadrant to offset that. They have to offset it. Because then the next one would be big business, right? There's a lot of big business laws out there. And here's somebody, if you have a business and you're using an LLC, when you get over 50K or more, you want to switch that LLC to an S Corp, at least an S Corp. So that's another thing. Once again, you just want to be in the know of this kind of information, and you can have somebody be your consultant that can help you identify all these different things. And when do I do it? How do I do it? And things of that nature. And then the investor, right? The investor doing it the proper way can almost go without paying taxes at all. A informed investor almost goes and pays no taxes at all, little to none, and especially in real estate. So, but there's strategy behind it, there's education behind it. It's available, it's out there, and just find yourself to be attached to someone that can help you and guide you, at least to direct you to the information, is what I'm saying. No one knows it all. Like, I don't know it all. I know that these things exist, so I know what to do to go get the information to get better at whatever area I desire. So those are the 4 areas, and we all stay focused on 1 or 2. So here's the left side on the quadrant with the employer and the sole, the specialist, and then the right side is the business, big business and investor. Most people play on the left side, where the most taxes are being paid, versus the right side. But Mellisa, guess who has the most money? The ones on the right side, right? And that's where I encourage people to play Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki.
Yes.
That game is like Monopoly on steroids. Mm-hmm. You can play it with your middle school kids on up, right? We started playing with our son at 9 years old, Our youngest son started playing with us at 9 years old. By the time he got in high school, he was beating us in the game. And everybody around us that played the game with us know that he was really good at the game. Understanding what the clues are to building financial success, as well as what's the strategies to go through the process and get to where you need to go. And it's all of this. All of this leads up to, being able to become financial successful in the future. It's just understanding how it's being played. But that game is really a foundation of everything that we're talking about. So if you never played Cash Flow Quadrant before, and I don't get paid for that game at all, I need to start getting paid for it.
I know, right?
Yeah, exactly. That game is where it started for us. Actually, that game is where it started for us when we started playing that game probably close to 20 years ago.
Wow. I love it. I mean, again, I just love that as core financial partners exist for this information. And, people been trying to, I remember one of my clients, she said, I've been waiting for information like this. She said, I've been hearing about infinite banking. I've been hearing about how to become your own bank, but I didn't know where to go and where to start. And out of nowhere, she started watching our live. And, she also saw me post something in a group, and she just attached to it in this way. So, Core does exist for you to know this information and know it wholeheartedly. And I'm so thankful that, you and LaToya decided to start this firm. And I mean, it started with just you and LaToya. And, look right now where we are as corepreneurs. Now Lambert Legacy Financial has partnered up with Core Financial Partners, and we're on the move. We are on a crusade to share this information. And you always say, don't keep us a secret.
That's
and
right.
Because people need to know. So when we think about, again, we're talking about what is true financial education. What do you mean when you say financial personality? Because I heard you dropped in there the rich personality type. So give us some idea when you talk about financial personality. What does that mean? So everyone that are watching and listening, they can understand what the personality type is.
Exactly. Sure. Your financial personality is like your relationship with money in a sense, because everything encompasses your relationship with money. And there's three types of money personality, financial personalities. And it's how you take care of your major expenses, right? A major expense is something that you would take and say, I'm going to save for this, or I'm going to finance this, because it's a car, a vacation, education. It could be a wedding. It could be anything that your 30-day monthly, cash flow is not going to take care of it, right? So you go dig into your savings, or you go finance it. So the first type of person is what we call a spender or a debtor. A spender or debtor normally has not gotten to the place where they can buy anything cash, right? They don't have a choice. So they have to finance it. They have to use a credit card, right? Or they have to finance it, like a car, a vacation, or whatever it might be. And so the thing about a debtor is that they end up paying out on an average 34.5% of every dollar towards interest costs. That's the average person that's a debtor or spender. Because they didn't save a lot of money, they have to encompass or incur all the costs of interest when using somebody else's money. And an average household that uses debt that way, or uses financing that way, that's what they end up spending. So that's the debtor. I don't think it's a great strategy. I think your wealth is right there in the interest you're paying away from yourself. So we have to figure out a way to get out of that. We had to do that, and we had the blueprint to being able to do that, because that is very costly. Then you have the second type of money personality or financial personality, and that person is a saver. One belief is the opposite of a debtor, and I'm gonna beg the difference in a second here. The saver is a person who says, I'm going to avoid paying interest. I took the Dave Ramsey class. I read up more interest costs and things of that nature. And so I'm going to avoid that. I'm going to save my own money, Mellisa, to spend it down after I have to buy a car or go on vacation, take care of anniversary, take care of wedding, whatever it is. I'm going to save my own money and pay cash and spend my money down. And what happens with the saver though, the reason why I beg the different, that they're the opposite of the debtor, is because they both are really the same. My mentor drilled this in me. He said, you finance everything you buy, everything you purchase. You either use somebody else's money by financing it and paying interest to use their money, or you build up your cash and use your money and give up interest your money could have earned you in the future, right? Hence the being lost opportunity costs. Your money being separated from you is just as detrimental of you paying interest if you don't have interest growing your money. And that's, to me, means they both the same when you really look at the real accounting on those numbers. And so when I first saw that, Mellisa, I was like, huh? And so here's the third type of person. How do I avoid losing the growth of my money? It's called the wealth creator. The wealth creator, this is how they exercise taking care of major expenses. The wealth creator saves their money in a position of leverage. They keep control. And the leverage that they have, because they have control, allows them to have a negotiated rate on a loan. So they need a want or desire a $20,000 expenditure. It could be a wedding. It could be a car. It could be education, right? Well, they're not going to use that 20 they just grew. What they're going to do is leverage it and get a negotiated loan that's going to be less than the increased growth of their account of 20,000. So the 20,000 they borrow is going to be, let's say, at 4% versus the capital gains growth they're getting inside of their account at 7%. And if you are taking notes, write down economic value added, or you can say capital E, capital V, capital A. It's called economic value added. Economic value added says your money, your capital has a cost to it, and your capital growing at 7% gives you a 3% net gain if your loan is only 4%. Because you take away 4 from 7, you still have 3. And Mellisa, when I learned that, I was like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. That you can still get a net gain of 3% on money you separate from yourself. That means we can do a strategy where almost your entire income can go that way. But it takes years to do it, at least a decade. Our mentor who discovered this, Mr. Nelson Nash, took 13 years to never use a bank again. Wow. So that's why I say the sweet spot is 20%, but you want to start where you can and get to the place where you've saved enough money to leverage it, not use it. Because when you borrow money in a financial institution's account, where they say, here's our money for 4%, your money's not being touched. That 20 grand is still growing. And the cost of using the OPM, other people's money, is only 4%. Yours growing at 7%. You have a net gain of 3%. You never walk away from that deal. I'm going to say it again. Never, ever walk away from that deal. Even if it's an investment that you're trying to make money with, a real estate investment. It could be a crypto. It could be, day trading. It doesn't matter. You can buy a laundromat. It doesn't matter. Why use your money when somebody else is going to give you their money and you have a net difference of 3% and you're making money from the deal and still getting a 3% net gain? And then you're eventually going to pay the loan off, Mellisa. Then you're going to get 7% after you pay it off for a few years for the rest of your life, right? And that's what a wealth creator is. A wealth creator understands it. A wealth creator embraces it. What they have done is align themselves with a professional that understands how to set this up in a particular vehicle, which we know it is a special design whole life policy through a dividend paying insurance company, right? So that's what we want everybody to understand. That's what I believe we all have to work towards, becoming the wealth creator, practicing it through the infinite banking concept.
Yeah. And I mean, again, you're tuned into we say Money Monday. Today's Money Monday. And you are listening to Mr. Tony Chamblee. Tony Chamblee is the CEO and the visionary of Core Financial Partner. Lambert Legacy has partnered with Core Financial Partners, and we want to help. I mean, I don't get Tony sometimes. It gets me so annoyed why, we will bring this information to people and they be like, I got to think about it. What you thinking about? Aren't you going to spend money tomorrow? Is your money still growing? Is your money growing at the rate it would grow if we put it where we're going to put it? We want you to be the wealth creator. We want to help. And the crazy thing is we don't even charge as financial consultant to consult with them, to really get them first the knowledge they need. Because again, with our what our vision is first awareness, education, and then lead to prosperity. Our significant, when we talk about our mission, is the four F: survival, security, success, significance. Then we talk about what is one of our creed. More money doesn't get or keep you out of financial situation. Only financial education does. This is what CORE stands on. And again, I'm always going to bring this up. The reason why I bring these things up, because you got to know who you're behind, who's really doing this. What we stand on. Trust God, love people, and use money. So, Tony, tell us. I know that we're talking about we're talking about what is true financial education, but we want people to be able to know how to learn about some more for our information here at Core Financial Partners. Where would they go to get some more information and, to be able to be more informed with the decision that they're going to be making each and every day financially?
Sure. Before I say that, I do want to say this. Wealth is out there for everybody to capture. Financial independence is out there for everybody, but everybody's not ready at the same time, Mellisa. That's why I qualify those who I work with personally, is that they have to be IRS people. And IRS stands for intelligent, responsible, and serious, right? And because I don't want to waste their time or mine, and you don't want to waste. And I don't want them to waste your time or anybody that is consulting with CORE. So we have this platform and they can go on demand and watch videos and get educated and be informed of how all this works. So if they can go, if someone is under the sound of my voice or watching this video, this live, or you get the recording of it, go to learnmorewithcore.com. We up to about 15 that are only a couple minutes a piece that'll break down how all of this works, right? Why you want to be informed and pay more attention to financial education. It's right on that video. It's real clear, right? And then, if you're a person that right now you're working on getting rid of some debt, it might just be your mortgage, or it could be your mortgage, your car note, your credit cards, your student loans. It doesn't matter, right? That cost of interest that you're paying could be really detrimental to you. So what we have done is put together a strategy. And all you have to do is go watch a short video that's from this link right here, coredebtstrategy.com, and get more familiar with the strategy we use through infinite banking with how you get rid of debt. It can be as little or as much as it doesn't matter, right? I've seen someone have over 150, almost $200,000 of debt, including the mortgage, not including the mortgage, but including their mortgage. You can add another $300,000 or $400,000 on there, but all that still being paid within 10 years. That was going to take 40, 50 years to pay, right? So the debt strategy is amazing. It's amazing under the same umbrella of how you can become your own banker and make it work for you and be most efficient. Also, if you're somebody that's a reader or listener of information, because you can get most of our books on audio as well, go to corereads.com. And I encourage you, if you're not a reader, physical reader, like your own eyeballs, and you read it, be a listener. One or the other, whatever works best for you. Get this information though. The only way you change going forward is to put a different level of information in your head. That's the only way it's going to change your actions. You can't change action to something you don't even know exists. Awareness and education brings prosperity. So go here, get the books, read them, listen to them, whatever is best for you. There's videos on our website at Learn More with Core. You can click around. There's other videos outside of even the video series that you can watch. There's content there. And here's your number one resource, not the videos, not the books, right? Is your consultant. Align yourself with the person that invited you on. They are well versed and trained and accessible to being able to help you and guide you to where you want to go and make you clear about how this works for you and your family. And they're a team. We don't feel like one person has it all, have all the answers. We're a team, and we work with you, and we are bring another one of our consultants together to make sure we come back with the right and the proper and the most efficient way to help you guide your financial future. So get with them. That's your number one resource, is that person that you're connected to. There's many workshops we do. There's many webinars we do, live and online streaming. You want to be in the know. So hopefully that helps you out. And hey, I'm excited and encouraged that you joined us to be able to hear this information thus far that we went over so far today.
Wow. 1 second. I am scrolling and doing everything in our in the midst of everything.
I see.
I am trying to get one thing off. Okay, here we go. All right. So, and I also want to put something out there because Tony and I are actually doing a new project, and we're about to launch our first book together. Mastering Wealth: 7 Proven Strategies to Build, Protect, and Grow Your Financial Literacy, your financial legacy. So that book will be coming out this month. So please tune in. For those who are, I know one of my clients, she saw me post it on Facebook, and she was like, "Can I get a copy?" I'm like, "Because you are a client, you get a copy for free." So, you only get a copy for us if you're a client of Core Financial Partners or you're a client of Lambert Legacy Financial. We're going to gift this to you. For those who are still thinking about becoming a client or don't know yet, once this book launches, you need a copy of this book. So, we already gave you Learn More with Core is one of our place that you can learn the information. Learn more with core.com. It's so powerful. The videos are short videos. Watch it on your leisure. Get the information. Write down your knowledge. What you need to know, and be a reader. Read information. I'm a person that listen. You don't got to tell me the information. Only I want to see it myself. I want to learn it myself. So, Core Reads has a good lot of information there as well. And I'm asking you, if you don't have a Corepreneur as your consultant, definitely connect back with me. You can go to, let me try to find it, Lambert Legacy Financial, LambertLegacyFinancial.com, LambertLegacyFinancial.com. Tony and I, we work together. He's my mentor. He's my leader. He's the person that really walked me through this journey. Yes, I have Lambert Legacy Financial, but you always hear me say I'm powered by Core Financial Partners. I can't do this without them. I can't do this without Tony. I can't do this without Latoya. I can't do this without Soldier. I can't do this without the Core family. So I'm excited that we can come together and really bring this information to the public. Thank you so much, Tony, for all this. I really want to make sure that we all understand that true financial education belongs to each and every one of us. We just have, Tony said it earlier, right. Some of us may not be ready right now, but for those who are ready, we're here. We have about 30 seconds left. Tony, do you have anything else to share with our people before we close it in?
No, just try to get tuned in and get connected to all the things that we're doing with our firm. We're really have a lot of plans in the next 12 months, and you can be involved and grow at the highest level and with efficiency, right? Because now is the time. No opportunity wasted is what now means. So I look forward to meeting you and seeing you on our future, live FaceTimes and podcasts and live meetings. We got one coming up November the 16th. Learn about that one as you connect with the person that invited you on.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. God bless you guys.
No, take care.